Hi everyone, I've got a really nice sitting Pilates session for you today, so I hope you really enjoy it and find that it gives you a lovely bit of movement in your bodies. As ever, if we do anything that doesn't feel right for you, please stop the exercise and listen to your body, and feel free to have a rest anytime you need to. You don't need any equipment, although if you fancy having a little bit more height underneath your hips, a little cushion will do the trick perfectly. So let's get going. We're going to start in our sitting correctly position. So I'd like you to bring yourself down onto the floor and sit with your feet together out in front of you in our long frog position. We have the weight going down evenly through both of our sitting bones, and I'd like you just to start lifting up through the crown of your head. So you can imagine that you've got a piece of string attached to the top of your head and it's lifting you all the way up. Internal corset coming up, down and in to support you, so you can feel that you're going from a slouching position to sitting nice and tall. Let your shoulders relax down as well. So this is our start position. If this really doesn't suit you, you can cross your legs to do this. It just doesn't feel the same for me in my hips, but you can cross your legs, or you can try sitting on a chair as well, which will do the trick just fine. So sitting in our long frog position, we'll start with our shoulder rolls. So let's start taking our shoulders all the way forward, up, back and down, just supporting your hands on your knees so you can smoothly roll your shoulders around, all the time thinking about keeping that height and length through your spine. Rolling around like this. Super. We're going to go 6 times in this direction. Great. And now let's go the other way. So all the way up, forward, down and back. Good. Relaxing your jaw as well. Trying to relax your forehead as well. Good. 2 more. And 1 more like this. Good. Still keeping your hands on your calves now. Let's go straight into a little pelvic tilt. So we're just going to let our tailbone tuck underneath us. So it's like we're hollowing our tummy and rolling back, and then sit super tall. So the line of your spine will change. So you're going to go into a flex position through your spine and then sit super tall again. So rocking back, keeping your shoulders over your hips, sitting tall, and again, back and up. I'll show you from the side now. We're going to do a few more of these. So rock back, sit nice and tall. You can see I'm just tucking underneath before coming up again. Rock back and up, and let's do 4 more like this. So you can take this as a bigger movement as you wish, or a smaller movement. So if you're feeling a little bit achy, keep it quite small until you're warmed up nicely, and then you might find that you've got a little bit more movement through that part of your pelvis and your spine. So rocking back and up. Good. Let's go 3 more times. Back and up. 2, and our final one here, rolling back and sitting tall. Good. So now we are going to come up and over an imaginary beach ball for our spine stretch forward prep. We're going to try and get a flexion through our spine. This is a bone by bone movement. It's a kind of a sequential movement, bone by bone, moving from the top of your neck all the way down through the breastbone, through the middle and down forward. So imagine a big beach ball here. We're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, nod your chin forward, soften your shoulders and start lifting. So you're kind of lifting up and over to get this flexion through your spine, rolling up and over. And then as you inhale, restack. Shoulders melt down and sit super tall once again. Let's go again. Rolling forward, nodding your chin, softening your breastbone. Rolling forward, hollowing through your spine. Restacking, coming up. So we're trying to get that lovely tall position of our spine between each movement forward. And again, roll forward nice and slowly. So we're just trying to get movement through. Think about these core muscles supporting your spine. So rather than just folding up the hips forward, you're lifting up and over. And then your shoulders melt down as you restack. And again, roll forward, up and over, restack here. Great. And a few more times. Roll forward, all the way up. Try and keep your knees relaxed out to the sides. make these our final two. Roll, restack, and our last one. Nodding forward and rolling, coming up, and restack, shoulders melting down again. Okay, so we're going to stay in this position to come into a really lovely side reach. So this time we did our flexion, we're going to go lateral flexion, which is that side to side movement of our spine. So again, make sure you're nice and comfortable here. Adjust your position of your legs if you need to, and take your arms out wide so your fingertips are just touching the floor. Now we're going to move our arm but not move our spine until our arm is fully up in the air, and then we're going to lift up and over so that beach ball has gone from in front of us here to the side here. We're going to go from side to side. Now breathing in again to prepare, breathing out, lift the arm up, and then start reaching up and over, trying to keep the weight going down to the opposite side of the pelvis again. Let that opposite shoulder melt away from your ear, then restack and float the arm down. Again, internal corset coming in. All the way up again, up and over to the side. So we're just starting slowly and smoothly, and you can always make this movement a little bit deeper and bigger as you got warmed up. So breathing out to come up and over, breathing in to restack, bring the arm down, and again, up and over, restack and down. Let's go a couple more times to each side. Breathing out, up and over, breathing in. And you can see that I don't start to move my spine until my arm floats all the way. Good, 2 more times to each side. So we're timing the movement with our breath here. And our final one, floating the arm up, reaching all the way over to the side, restack and bring the arm down. So now we're going to add on a little bit of a rotation to try and open out the back of our spines and the back of our rib cage. We're going to add in that rotation to our side reach. So we're doing exactly the same movement to start with, breathing out to bring the arm up and over, and then with that little finger start reaching forward as if you're bringing your shoulder across the opposite knee. Still keeping corset coming up and in to support you, then restack and float the arm down. Let's try going on the other side. Breathing out to lift up and over, supporting that weight with the hand, keep the opposite shoulder away from your ear, and then rolling forward, feeling that openness around the back of your rib cage. Inhale, up and down. Reaching up and over once again. Rolling forward, restack, arm comes down, and again. So we're just going to keep going from side to side like this and really enjoying that lovely rotation. You might find that as you get warmer you can move a little bit further into rotation. But again, just listen to your body, and if it doesn't feel comfortable for you, just modify the movement to suit you. Let's go one more time to each side. So that gorgeous twist. And our final one. Up, over, and rotate. Open, restack, and bring the arm down. Well done. Okay, so now we're going to move into a little bit of a love-hate exercise. It is Mermaid, and I've got a few different options for you. Our classic Mermaid, we have our legs to the side and the foot is against the top of the opposite thigh. Hopefully you've got the weight going down again through both your sitting bones, but you can use your little cushions to give you a little bit of extra support through here if you need a little bit of propping up. For some of you, I know that your hips don't like this position, and in that case you can bring them over to the side and sit like this, which you might find is a bit more comfortable. Just try and make sure again you're nice and tall through your spine. Or if this really doesn't suit, sit cross-legged or on a chair again. So I'm going to sit in the traditional mermaid position and just adjust myself. It's a little bit uneven on the floor. So again, core muscles coming in to support us before we start moving, arms out to the side, and then we're going to let the weight go down onto the opposite hand. So let's breathe in, breathe out, bring the arm up again, feel the shoulder move on the back of the spine, lift up and over, and really reach through the fingers, trying to keep the opposite knee relaxed down. Restack on the inhale, float the arm down. Let's come straight up and over to the other side. So sliding the arm away, let the elbow come down to the floor. Lovely side reach here, feel that length from the hip right through to the fingers. Press yourself back up and come down again. So we're getting a little bit of movement at the hips here. Again, you might find that you're starting out quite slowly and quite small before getting a bit more movement in through here. So I'm kind of on a bit of a hill, which makes it a little bit more tricky in restacking. And again, up and over, let the elbow come down, press through the arm to press yourself back up, and again, great. Last one like this. Again, we're just deepening that side flexion and bring the arm down. Okay, so we're going to swap our legs around and go the opposite way. You might find that your hips feel different on one side from the other. Absolutely fine if they do. It's really common to have different levels of movement in each side of your body. Okay, so once again, arms out to the side. Make sure you're nice and comfortable through your pelvis. Sitting super tall before you begin. Shoulders relaxed down, jaw relaxed as well. Let's breathe in and start reaching up and over to come over to the side. Oh, I can't reach nearly as far on this side. Restack, float the arm down. And again, let the elbow come down as you reach over, pressing down through the opposite hip as you reach the arm away. Restack and down. Breathing out to come up and over again. Keeping the chin away from your chest. Reaching through the fingertips. Good. And again, all the way up and over. Lovely side reach. Good. Last one. And final one, coming all the way up and over to the side. Restack and bring the arm down. So just like we did with our side reach sitting, we're now going to add on a rotation. Again, getting some movement through our hips and really opening out the back of the spine. So we're going to stay in our mermaid position, take our arms out to the side, breathe in, breathe out, bring the arm up and over, elbow comes down, and then just like before, start rolling forward as if you're bringing your opposite shoulder down, open up, restack and float the arm down. Let's go on the other side, all the way up and roll forward. Still think about that lovely strength and length in your spine. Restack, bring the arm down. And again, breathing out up and over, rolling forward, restack and down. Just a couple more to each side. Again, you might find that you get a little bit more movement on each repetition that you do. Up and roll, back up and bring the arm down. Let's take our legs over to the opposite side now and do the same again. So setting yourself up in whichever mermaid position you prefer. Trying to find a level bit of ground, and let's breathe in and out to bring the arm up and over, elbow comes down, reaching through the fingertips, then roll forward. Oh, this feels so nice in the shoulders as well. Restack, bring the arm down again, up and over to the other side and roll. Reaching through the fingertips, open up and down. Tummy muscles coming in to support you. Opening, float down. Really enjoying that rotation forward if you can. And our last one to each side, up and over, rotate forward, And we have our final one here. Lovely side reach rotation. Up and down. Well done. Okay, so coming back into our seated position, we're going to go into our spine stretch forward. So we've already done our spine stretch forward prep. This time we're going to sit with our legs out long. So bring your legs out in front of you. I'd like you to have them ever so slightly closer than hip distance apart. Try and flex your ankles so that your toes are up. You can have them pointed if you wish. Today I'd like you to just try and have them flexed. See how that feels. And again, the weight even through your sitting bones. Relax your shoulders down, and we're going to float our arms forward and then turn our arms so our palms are facing down, fingertips reaching towards our toes. So this is our start position. We're doing exactly the same movement here. So as you breathe in, we prepare our bodies. And as you breathe out, nod your chin, soften your breastbone, and start lifting up and over the imaginary beach ball once again. So you're rolling forward and in the end flexing your hips, fingertips reaching over your toes. Then inhale, open out your hips once again and reset your spine, shoulders melting down so you're in that start position once again. We're going to do 5 more of these. So breathing in, nodding forward, rolling, fingers traveling forward, restacking, shoulders melting down, nice and tall through your spine. And again, you might find the more you do this, the smoother the action is. Now I know that in some areas of my spine I've got very little movement, so I really have to concentrate on trying to get that sequential movement forward. I've totally lost count of how many we've done now, so let's just do 2 more. So rolling forward, peeling your spine away from an imaginary wall before restacking, and 1 more like this. Nodding the chin, rolling forward, and then restacking, and bring the arms down. If you want to, just give your legs a little bit of a wiggle, just get rid of any tension. So we're kind of lengthening our hamstrings as we do this as well, because now we're going to add in a little bit of a different arm position. So we're going to go into our extension as well now. So I'd like you to sit super tall, take your hands, float them up, and then clasp them behind your head. So your elbows are going to stay wide as we go into that spine stretch forward. So now we haven't got our arms to guide us. So we're rolling forward just like before. Pausing here. Inhale, restack, open up the hips. Restack your spine. Keep on restacking and then go into extension. It's like you're shining your breastbone up towards the ceiling and ever so slightly extending through your spine. Now your legs are going to have to work super hard here as well. Try not to tense them too much. Just think about that core sit supporting you. And then we breathe out, nod our chin once again, and start rolling forward into that spine stretch forward once again. Lifting up and over. Inhale, restack. Breastbone travels up, shoulders melt down as you extend your spine. And again, nodding. And roll. Your head and your hands aren't super heavy on your head. They're just being supported there, but you're not pulling your head down. Lifting her back, we're not hinging at the hips, we're trying to lift out of our pelvis. And let's go 2 more times. Rolling forward, so now we're getting that gorgeous extension in our spine, just trying to undo all the time that we spend at the desk. Really nice and strong. Last one here. Restacking, and come back to your start position. Reach your hands in the air, float your arms down, and then swivel yourself around through to your sitting position, ready for our 2 final breaths. So I like to do this bit cross-legged. Let's take our arms out to the side again, breathe in. As we breathe out, let's float our arms up, reaching through our fingers, lovely stretch through your arms and your spine. Press the air away, and we'll go 1 more time, all the way up. Nice stretch to your fingers, press the air away, and give yourself a nice clap. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've really enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.